All right, hey everybody, back with another news feed here for you. This one here I find kind of interesting. Some of you guys may know this, many do not. But Toyota, there was a time where Toyota has used soybean-based or soy-based um, covering on their wire stuff. He talks about it right here, and there's been multiple lawsuits for this. None of them that have actually done anything, but there's a lot of sore customers that have been screwed over by this. But it's actually they're soybean, okay, and it's because of one simple ingredient, soybean. That's correct. Toyota has been using a soybean oil in the coating for their wires, which actually attracts rodents to gnaw on them. And a lot of people have had this chewed up. There's been 3 different times over the last decade or so where they have tried to sue Toyota for this. None of this stuff seems to go through. Doesn't seem to get anything done. There's other vehicles that have this happen to it as well. Also, it's and it says, regardless, there have been cases against Toyota regarding this issue, most of which have been unsuccessful. But if you have this issue, it does say one person down here in a Porsche, I was reading, it says, Porsche has this. I had to have mine fixed. They ate all the internal wiring, declared a further TikToker on this thing. He said, no, it's not covered under warranty, but my insurance paid for it. So if you have something like this happen, maybe you could get your insurance to pay for it too, because God knows we won't get any help from Toyota. Toyota is the worst when it comes to taking care of their customers now. It's just the way they are, and they will fight tooth and nail to never give up a penny to you. But that's it. It is a real thing because they use soybean oil to coat their wires. It's attracting mice, and you're going to get nests in there. You're going to get all that kind of stuff. It's something that's there. Like I said, the class action lawsuit has been going on for nearly 10 years now and has been revived like 2 or 3 times. Okay, so it's crazy. It's been going on and still happening. But anyway, it is there. Moving on from there, Ford. This one's a two-parter, and it's kind of controversial, but Ford patent in-car system that eavesdrops so it can play you ads, okay, on your screen. This is a patent that Ford has going so they can make this happen. Now, when this came out and we heard about this, Ford immediately jumped on it, but if you read between the lines, it's pretty funny. So let's look at this. Ford patented a system that, per the filing, would use several different sources of information to customize ad content to play in your car. One such infotainment stream that has this hypothetical system would be used to determine what sort of ads to serve could be the voice commands you are giving to the car. It could also identify your voice and recognize you and your ad preferences and those of your passengers. Finally, it could listen to your conversations and determines if it's better to serve you a visual aid while you're talking or an audio ad that will when there's a lull in conversation. Okay. Here's a very, very important disclaimer, though. The disclaimer. We say this about every time we talk about an unused patent. A patent filing does not indicate that the automaker is intended to implement this system. It just means it is protecting intellectual property rights from competitors. Ford, of course, could implement a system if some form based on this patent, but don't presume that it will. Your typical, I'm not a lawyer, but if I was, this is what I would say. Believe me, they don't patent a system like this, and they don't go through this trouble, and they don't do all this kind of stuff without the notion of possibly being able to do this to you. Okay, Ford could make tremendous amounts of money in ad revenue if they're playing ads in your car. Tremendous. More than they could ever get from subscription services, things like that. Tremendous. We are talking billions of dollars if ads get to run in your car. There's a statement from Ford issued to Motor Trend after the story was initially publicized. It says exactly this in a slightly different way. Submitting patent applications is a normal part of any strong business to process that protects new ideas and helps us build a robust portfolio of intellectual property. Ideas described within a patent application should not be viewed as an indication of our businesses or product plans, no matter what the application or the patent application outlines. We will always put the customer first in our decision making behind the development and marketing of new products and service. How's that one for you right there? We will always put the customer first. Yet we are going to put Ford alone. We are going to put cameras into cruisers so that they can see what if you're, and they can tattletale on you when you're speeding. We are going to make it where you have to have your GPS on all the time. We're selling your data to insurance companies, and we won't run any ads in your car. Of course they're gonna. 100% they're going to. Okay, and they show you what the patent's going to do. Selected ad. You can see it in here, but it says, if the system described in the patent knew you were headed to the mall on a freeway based on destination information from the nav system and vehicle speed, it could consider how maybe to serve ads in the time you'll be in your car, and whether to serve them on screen or based through the audio system. If you respond more positive to audio ads, it might serve you more of those. How does it every 5 minutes sound? But what if the weather's bad, traffic is heavy, and you're chatting with another passenger? Ford describes the system using external sensors to perceive traffic levels and weather, and an internal microphone to understand conversational cadence, to regulate the number and relevance of the ads shown to the occupants. Using GPS, if it knows you're parked near a store, it might serve you an ad relevant to that retail location. Got passengers? Maybe you get an audio ad and they get a visual one. Okay, hate ads, a system can infer based on how you react. Do you click to get the promo code button on the screen? That's a positive interaction. Do you voice your displeasure out loud? That system is listening, and jots it down. Oh, man. Okay, wow. Here it is again. Here it is from Ford Authority. Ford Authority, again, protecting them on here. They have to. It's the way it is. They got to put this disclaimer out there. Okay, it talked about this patent that it was making. It talked about, however, the reality is very few patents actually wind up coming to fruition, though it's interesting to see what some sort of innovation companies are coming up with on a regular basis. However, recent patent from filing, first uncovered by Ford Authority, subsequently written about by numerous other sites, caused quite a stir, it seems. Okay, and they're going to talk about exactly what it is. They came out with this in 2021, filed a patent for it, then in April 23 published another similar patent for a system that could also display ads and images on the vehicle's windows. Okay, it's just, and then they're going to blame people. Ford Authority is perhaps at least partially due to the facts of some sites using clickbait-like headlines and sensationalizing reports covering this patent file. This particular idea caused quite a controversy. Sorry about that. Quite a controversy across the internet to cover this patent filing. It's not controversy. It's real. Okay, this is real. Ford is in the business of making money and are hurting tremendously. Running ads in the cars is a big deal. Just like when we said we'd never have to we would never charge for subscription-based services. Yet now everybody charges for subscription-based services. Even my Gladiator now gives me every so often it pops a thing up saying that all your systems that you were paying for are no longer available. Click here to be able to repurchase your subscription service because it's over a year old. It's like, no, but they keep telling me that it's out and my vehicle may not operate the same and I'm going to lose out on these very valuable features, and they're trying to scare tactic me into signing up for the subscription for stuff that I don't care about. You will no longer get the health report. I don't need the health reports. I know what condition my vehicle's in. I don't need you to tell me how many miles are on it and when my last oil change was. I know that information. So, like I said, this stuff is upsetting here. And Ford is taking it to another level here. Like I said, we just talked about how they're going to make your GPS is going to have to stay on if you finance the vehicle. They play all these games. And this one here, they can sugarcoat it all they want and act about how it's just for intellectual property rights and all that BS. Believe me, I promise you, Ford is thinking as hard as they possibly can, any way they can, to make this a reality without really upsetting too many people. But they are going to somehow find a way to slowly streamline this in. That is their game plan, because it is worth billions of dollars to the auto industry. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.